Prabhupada was circumambulating the Vrindavan temple, Krishna Balaram temple, shortly after sunrise. And he had all of his big managers were there walking with him, GBCs, sannyasis. And Prabhupada got to one point as he was circumambulating the building, and he swung his cane up towards the sky and said, "They have eyes, but they do not see."
We have one more.
Oh, geez, I'll take that one. Thanks. And thank you. And the devotees were, what's Prabhupada saying, Narada Muni? He's, seeing that, what's going on? Prabhupada walked around again, swung his cane up towards the sky, said, "They have eyes, but they do not see." Devotees were wondering, what's going on here? The third time, Prabhupada got to the same spot, swung his cane up, said, "They have eyes, but they do not see." Anyone know what Prabhupada was seeing?
Yeah. The light on.
They'd left the lights on around the temple, and the sun had already come up. So he was saying, big managers, but you can't even see that the lights are on. So Prabhupada didn't miss a thing. I was in Vrindavan. We're off the track, but we're okay. I was in Vrindavan, and Prabhupada, the temple was still a construction site, Krishna Balaram Mandir. But Prabhupada's house was finished. So it was the first time Prabhupada was stepping into his house there in Vrindavan. And so he came in, sat behind his desk, had a little kirtan, got ready to welcoming address. But I noticed during the Jai Om prayers, Prabhupada was looking up. I used to like to watch Prabhupada. I would cheat and peek up when I was on the floor. And Prabhupada Jai Om, but Prabhupada was looking at the ceiling the whole time. Same thing, we thought, what is he seeing? Narada Muni? The devas are showering flowers on the pure devotee. What's going on here? And then when Prabhupada finished the Jai Om prayers, he called over Guru Das, who was the temple president, and we couldn't hear, but he was obviously giving Prabhupada the sauce. Prabhupada's not just a happy Santa Claus and everything was sweet words, and Prabhupada could be very cutting. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was like a lotus, like a rose, and like a thunderbolt. And sometimes devotees are like that. So after Prabhupada had finished, and we all asked Guru Das, what happened? What did he say? And what had happened, because the construction had just finished, Prabhupada had looked at the ceiling, and he could see the head of one of the nails, which means they hadn't done a good job plastering. And he could see that it had rusted. So Prabhupada could immediately understand that the devotees were being cheated. They were being sold shoddy material, and the construction was low class. By seeing the head, because there was too much iron in the nail, and that's why why would a stainless steel rust? A nail, stainless steel, which means, it's going to rust out. Prabhupada could immediately, by seeing the head of a nail, could understand. And it turns out they were getting sold second-rate cement, too many sand in it, this, that. Prabhupada caught onto the whole thing by seeing one nail. Another time, just extolling Prabhupada's transcendental qualities as a detective, Prabhupada used to, after he would give class, we'd have that big kirtan, and we're in Mayapur, and Prabhupada would go around the temple room, ring the bell, and it was just people bouncing off the walls, off the ceiling, off each other. Just an amazing scene, Prabhupada relished it. He'd ring the bell more, and the devotees would dance. Sometimes he'd go like this, the devotees were jumping, Unbelievable, like popcorn, going off. It was blissful. So afterwards, Prabhupada would walk out. We're in the Lotus building, and there's the steps that would go up, and then there's a platform, and then the one step that goes up. So two from the side, platform, and then Prabhupada would go to his quarters. So the devotees would line up on those staircases, on this one and that one, and line up and offer their obeisances when Prabhupada came by, and he'd sometimes, ruffle your sikha or say something. It was sublime. You could touch his feet, although he wasn't very happy about that, actually. So the devotees are walking up. And he got in front of this one devotee who's no longer with us anymore. You'll understand why. And Prabhupada reached out and felt his kurta. Just reached out. I thought, what kind of blessing is that? So you get the rubbing the head or the pat on the back, and, this is something new, What is this all about? Prabhupada got upstairs, sat down. Jai Pataka Maharaj, Bhavananda, the co-directors, walked in. Prabhupada said, he is stealing from us. They said, no, Prabhupada, he's very helpful. Prabhupada said, he is stealing from us. They said, no. You know what they found out? Prabhupada, by touching the cloth, said he's wearing silk. A year ago I came, he was wearing cotton. He's coming from a village, no money. Where did he get the money? How did he upgrade from cotton to silk? What's the story? So, and they went back and they found out that he put his brother in charge of supplying the vegetables. His other brother-in-law was in charge of the dry goods. Another uncle was in charge of the construction. And they were all ripping us off, and everybody skimming off and taking a percentage. And Prabhupada could understand, just by that. He was feeling, is it cotton, is it silk? So Prabhupada said, I'm an old Calcutta boy. You couldn't cheat, Prabhupada. He would immediately catch on it, All right, so we should begin. And I guess we'll sing Jai Radha Madhav for my own purification. Prabhupada said you should always dress Radharani a little more beautiful than Krishna. Prabhupada said that way he'll never leave. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Balaba Girivanadari Gopijana Balaba Girivanadari Jasodanandana Janranjana Jasodanandana Janranjana Jamunitira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Balaba Girivanadari Jasodanandana Bhajanaranjana Jamuna Tiravanatari Injiraro Madhava Kunjabihari Injiraro Madhava Kunjabihari Injiraro Madhava Kunjabihari Rado Madhava Kunjabihari Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Padi Bhajakacharya Asatita Shisham in His Divine Grace Vaicharan Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya Jagaguru Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Kora Vaishya Vrinda Ki Nam Char Srila Haridas Thakur Prem Shikoho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Vrindavan Dham Ki Mathura Dham Ki Dwarka Dham Ki Navadip Dham Ki Jagannathpuri Dham Ki Jamuna Maya Ki Ganga Maya Ki Tulsi Maharani Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Sambheda Bhakti Vinda Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Shri Siddhara Giridhari Ki Shri Krishna Sankirtana Jaga Ki Gopremanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Well, I thought today's verse was text 26. But I guess I'm wrong. Wouldn't be the first time, nor will it be the last. Is that correct? So the verse is 24? Yeah? All righty. Well, we'll improvise. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Krishna Sadamo Bhagate Dhammaganadi Bisaha Kalaunasa Shamesha Parano Konadodata Narayana Namaskricha Naram Chaivam Narotama Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayat. The Bhagavatam is as brilliant as the sun, is arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied with knowledge, religion, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of the age of Kali shall get light out of this Purana. Before beginning our study of the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, we should first offer our respects to the personality of Badrinarayan, the Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, the goddess of learning, Mother Saraswati, the author Srila Vyasadeva, and my spiritual master Srila Prabhupada. Did we say Om Namo Bhagavate? Yes. We did. All right. So, Canto 7, Chapter 9, Text 24. Tasmad Amus Tanu Britam Aham Ashisho Gya Ahu Ayu Shriyam Bhavam Vibhavam Aindriyam My eyes are bouncing around here. Avarninchat Nechami Te Vilulitanan Uruvikramena Katat Manopanaya Mam Nija Britaya Paswam Tasmadamustanu Britam Aham Avishogya Ayushriyam Vibhavam. My eyes, I can't focus. Can you? Yeah, why don't you chant? I can't focus.
Sorry,
Second line.
Okay. Ayushriyam vibhavam aindriyam avarinshyat.
Ayushriyam Swabhavam Aindrayam. Not too fast.
Okay. Ayushriyam vibhavam aindriyam avarinshyat.
Ayushriyam Vibhavam Aindrayam Avanichat.
Nechami te vilulitan uruvikramena.
Nechami te urikirmena.
Kalatmanopanayamam nijabritya parshvam.
Kalatamanu paremam nijabritya parsham.
Tasmadamustanubritamaham ashishogya.
Tasmat amustanu britamahum.
Ayushriyam vibhavam aindriyam avarinshyat.
Ayushriyam vibhavam aindriyam avanichat.
Nechami te vilulitan uruvikramena.
Nechami te vilitamurgamena.
Kalatmanopanayamam nijabritya parshvam.
Kalaptanam
Tasmadamustanubritamaham ashishogya.
Tasmadamustanu britamaham avishosha.
Ayushriyam vibhavam aindriyam avarinshyat.
Ayushriyam vibhavam aindriyam avarinchat.
Nechami te vilulitan uruvikramena.
Nechami te vilulitam murukirmena.
Kalatmanopanayamam nijabritya parshvam.
Kalatmanopanayamam nijabrityam parshvam. Tasmatamustanu britamaham avishogya.
Tasmadamustanubritama.
Ayushriyam sabhavam aindriyam avarnichat. Nechami te vilutana uruvikramena. Kalatmanopanayamam nijabritya parshvam. Tasmat amustanu britam aham avishosya. Ayushriyam vibhavam aindriyam avishiryat. Nicham tane vilitamunurikina. Kalatmanopanayamam nijabritya parshvam. One more brave volunteer. Tasmadamustanu pitam aham ashishogya. Ayushriyam vibhavam aindriyam avanichat. Necham tene vilulitam uruvikramena. Kalatmano Panayamam Nijabhrityam Parshvam. Any of the Vaishnavis? That was a no? Okay. All right. No problem. Tasmat. Therefore. Amu. All those opulences. Tanubratam. With reference to the living entities possessing material bodies. Aham. I. Asisha. Agya. No, yeah. Knowing well the results of such benedictions. Ayu. A long duration of life. Shriyam. Material opulences. Vibhavam. Influence and glories. Aindriyam. All meant for sense gratification. Avirnichat. Beginning from Lord Brahma down to the small ant. Not. Icham, I want. Te, by you. Vilulitan, subject to be finished. Udavikramena, who are extremely powerful. Kala Atmana, as the masters of the time factor. Upanya, kindly take to. Mam, me. Nijabrityam Parshvam, the association of your faithful servant, your devotee. I have a quick question. What are we making these garlands for? Is it? Okay, so it's not another festival tonight. Okay, just. Prabhupada says a festival at every moment. So the translation. My dear Lord, now I have complete experience concerning the worldly opulence, mystic power, longevity, and other material pleasures enjoyed by all living entities, from Lord Brahma down to the ant. As powerful time, you destroy them all. Therefore, because of my experience, I do not wish to possess them. My dear Lord, I request you to place me in touch with your pure devotee and let me serve him as a sincere servant. Also you say, my dear Lord, now I have complete experience concerning the worldly opulence, mystic power, longevity, and other pleasures enjoyed by all living entities, from Lord Brahma down to the ant. As powerful time, you destroy them all. Therefore, because of my experience, I do not wish to possess them. My dear Lord, I request you place me in touch with your pure devotee and let me serve him as a sincere servant. Purport. By studying Srimad Bhagavatam, every intelligent man can get experience like Prahlad Maharaj through the historical incidences mentioned in this great literature of spiritual knowledge. Prabhupada said that in this age, previously, you would say, Atato Brahma Jigyasya, everybody got it. You know, your first line, Vedic aphorism, they would understand. But nowadays, what? What is he talking about? And, you know, and what's for breakfast? So, but stories, I mean, it's ingenious, the Bhagavatam. This story leads into this story, and well, there was a sage who said, but that was because he went to Indralok and this. And stories people are attracted to. They love stories. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's good. So that's the Bhagavatam is woven full of stories, and you get the point. It's got everything. You know, people read Shakespeare, it's got adventure and suspense and intrigue and villains. Richard III, a vile creature. You know, and they got the innocent Hamlet. You got so many, you know, everyone likes it. Well, not everyone, but, you know, if they put it in a comic book with cliff notes, then they like it. But here you've got, I mean, where will you find better villains than Hiranyakasipu or Kamsa? Or where will you find? Bhagavatam's full of them. And you've even got mixed villains. You've got, I'm trying to think of, you know, who was it? Britasura, who took the huge, and fell on Indra. You know, to finally, even in his dying, it was service. So he was a mixed. Was he a demon? Was he a devotee? Actually, we find out that he was a great devotee. And then you've got Prabhupada's purports elaborating on the thing. You know, Prabhupada used to read Krishna book. When the Krishna book first came out, we were in Los Angeles. And Prabhupada was staying there for almost steady for about 8 months. He was finishing the Krishna book and the Nectar of Devotion. And then he came back when the Krishna book was finished, and he would read in the evening instead of Gita class. Prabhupada would read the Krishna book, and he would give purports. He would add to it, you know. So I'm just thinking one right off the back. You've got Narada Muni speaking to Kamsa, and Prabhupada said that Narada Muni was a catalyst to push Krishna's pastimes forward, to speed it up, so Krishna's advent would come, you know. So, Vasudeva, Krishna's father, had said that we don't need to kill Devaki now because it's the 8th son. Yeah, the 8th son will kill you. So, you know.
And it looked bad.
Well, that was the other reason. But the point is that because I know where I'm going, believe it or not. It was the 8th son. But Narada said, you can't trust this Vishnu. He's very tricky. He came as Vamana, and cheated, came as a dwarf and just asked for 3 steps and took everything from Balimar. So you can't, and he said, you're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But what if you start here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the last becomes the first. What if you count in the middle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this way, it could be any one of the children. And that's how Kamsa got convinced to, kill them all. So another one Prabhupada told, well, that may be too intimate. But the point is that the Bhagavatam is full of blissful pastimes, and we have Prabhupada's purport, so it's a treasure house. By following the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj, one should gain thorough experience that all material opulence is perishable at every moment. There was they used to harass us a lot. People have become... We were in La Jolla, and we should try it again. We should chant sometimes, go on Harinam in the evenings, Friday or Saturday in La Jolla. I think they redid the downtown, so we shifted to downtown. It was a better arena, but we used to go to La Jolla. And there were some skater kids, nothing wrong with skaters. These particular skaters happened to be little hoodlums. And they were slamming into the devotees, and they pushed one of the Matajis into a planter, and that was it. So that it broke into a fight, because they'd done it a couple times. So this brawl is going on with the devotees, and there's probably about maybe 8 or 9 of them, And all of a sudden, a lady came out of one of the stores, as they say in America, dressed to the nines, obviously quite well-to-do, saw what was going on, threw her shawl over her shoulders, leaned back and kicked one of the guys right in the family jewels. I don't know what else to say. Decked him. And then she said, "How dare you? They're priests." And off she went, you know. So thorough experience, everything is conquered, everything is finished in time, whether it's by a small something or a big something. What lasts in this world? And the understanding of that, because we're all making plans, everybody's making plans. But what is it? Prakriti kriyamanani guna karmati sarvasya ahankara vibundatma kartamiti manyate. That we think we're the controllers. We think we're making plans. What is that? That verse is Prakriti kriyamanani guna karmati sarvasya. Actually, everything's going on by the modes of material nature. And the fools, vimudha, not just an ordinary fool. Vimudha, Prabhupada said, means big fool. So ahankara, yeah, due to false ego, they're big fools, and thinking it's going on by their arrangements. So it's like this. I can be a pitcher on the mound, and I can send a fastball or a screwball or a curveball, or they got so many kinds. Spitball, I don't know what, so many things. Knuckleball, there, you got some. But once it leaves my hand, and Krishna describes that the different factors of action. There's the time, the place, the circumstance, the doer. And what is it other than Dravida? What is ultimately the all those are factors. Once I let that ball leave my hand, the wind may blow it, the guy may be a Babe Ruth or whoever it is now, and knock it out of the park. Whether he strikes out or whether it's a home run is completely out of my control. There's nothing I can do once it leaves my hand. There's so many factors, right? The guy could be swinging blindly and just get lucky. Just happen to connect with the thing. So Krishna describes in Bhagavad Gita the different factors of action. And what is the ultimate determining factor? Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. All right. What is it? Super soul, or Krishna, is the ultimate determining factor. So everyone's making plans, and what is the result? Even you get it. I mean, those are the stages. You're hankering for it, or you're lamenting. And sometimes it adds a third stage. You're hankering, I want it, so many plans and how to get it. And then when you get it, are you peaceful? No. Because you could lose it at every minute. People who have money, they're in big how to save it, how to get the best interest rate. The book distributor, I've mentioned it before, and I'm trying to think of his name, in Germany, Manidar. Manidar used to distribute books in the financial district of, I think it was Hamburg, or what's the other, Munich? I don't know where it was. And that's not the easiest crowd to distribute books to. He saw a man looking at the whatever it was, the German Wall Street Journal. He was a big guy too, Manidar. He went over and sat down next to him, pulled out a lighter for lighting incense, and lit the newspaper on fire. Lit it on fire. Oh my God, you can imagine, And he said, I could not stand to see you in such anxiety. Take this. Boom. Gave him first canto Bhagavatam. Prithu Prabhu told me he used to sell books. People used to take books from him. He used to stop people on the Autobahn. Yeah, and there's no speed limit in Germany. So you got somebody shooting along at 120 miles an hour in their Mercedes, and he would flag them down on the Autobahn. They're freaked. What the hell? The guy jump out in front of it, you know? They'd slam on the brakes. They'd roll down the window. Take this. Boom. Give him a Bhagavatam, you know? In the middle of the freeway. So, you know, it's an interesting fellow. Priti Prabhu said that they used to take books because they were either they were convinced the guy was on a transcendental platform, or they thought he was completely crazy. Either way, they thought they'd better take the book. So, you know, so first they're hankering, and then when we get it, we're in anxiety about losing it. And you got to maintain it. Get a house. Oh, I want a nice house with an ocean view. But then the deck rots out because of the sea breeze, and seagulls move in and pass stool all over where you used to sit and watch the waves. And I mean, whatever it is, basement floods, utility bill. It's full of anxiety. The neighbor next door plays I don't know what, cranked up with his dimwit friends. So where's it? It's very flickering. And then when you've lost it, so that's what someone, and a fool, an intelligent person learns by hearing. A fool by bitter experience. Thank you. So I'll finish the purport, but that's what is it better to learn by bitter experience? At least you learned. So we'll give credit to bitter experience. But is it better to learn by hearing, or better to be kicked in your head 15 times until you finally clue in? Which is better? Oh, you're thinking about it? You know, if you can learn by hearing, or, you know, Prabhupada said you're hearing, seeing, or bitter experience. Hearing means you hear it and you got it. Seeing is you see somebody else being kicked in the head and you think, well, I'm not doing that. If you ever raise kids and they say, watch this, oh my gosh. That's when they're skateboarding or they're going to climb on what could go wrong, right? So, I'll finish the purport. Even this body, for which we try to acquire so many sensual pleasures, may perish at any time. I had a kid in school. I was in high school, and he was a star gymnast, and he had just won the state champions and was going to the national, elimination for the Olympics. And he just slipped. His hand was a little sweaty, forgot to put chalk on it or whatever they do, and he was doing the parallel bars, and he slipped off, fell off in the wrong way, broke his neck, and he was a quadriplegic. Yeah, within a second. I mean, it's weird. What is it? Govinda Das says we're like on the lotus, and a little drop, you just tip it, zip. I mean, not to scare anybody, but okay. The soul, however, is eternal. Nahanyate hanyamani saride. For the soul is never vanquished, even when the body is destroyed. An intelligent man, therefore, should care for happiness of the spirit soul, not the body. Even if one receives a body with a long duration, like those bodies, like those of Brahma and the other great demigods, it will also be destroyed. And the thing is that time goes faster in the heavenly planets. So it's not experientially, it's not that things are creeping along up there. Like who was it who went to the heavenly planets to ask for a benediction and wanted to talk to Brahma? And Brahma was, I think he was looking for a good husband or for his daughter. Katvanga, Maharaj Katvanga. He was looking for a good husband for his daughter, right? And Lord Brahma said, I'll be with you in a minute. There was a nice dance performance going on. And then when Lord Brahma, the dance performance was over, Lord Brahma said, how can I help you? I'm looking for a nice husband for my daughter. Brahma laughed. He said, you know, in the last 15 minutes up here, everybody's gone. Your dynasty's gone, your family's gone, your capital, your kingdom. Nobody knows who, eons have flowed past you. In the, 5 minutes for the dance performance to finish. So it's not like they're like, geez, man, when's this going to be over? So, yeah. Even for the ant experiences 100 years, his 20 minutes or 3 days, like we experience our 100 years. You can't game the system. To save oneself, one must take shelter of a pure devotee. Narottam Das Thakur therefore says, Chaitya Vaishnav Seva Nishtara Payechi Kiba. If one wants to save himself from this material nature's onslaught, which arise because I'm not going to be able to finish this because of my eyes. But let me say that, no, it's not the mic. It's a long story, but my eyes are bouncing around. Because of diabetes, I can't focus. And it's time anyway. Let me say this, that yesterday was a fantastic festival. And, Radhanath Maharaj talks about he went to a yoga studio before he became a full-time devotee, and they were meditating on the dot on the wall. There was a red dot on the wall. Or, what's the sound of one hand clapping, or so many things. And you have to restrain, the yogis, they restrain, yeah, I know, they have to restrain all their senses. And Krishna describes in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita how devotional service is the best meditation, and it's natural. It's spontaneous, it's joyfully performed. It's so many things. And if you think about it, everybody was engaged in meditation yesterday. The temple was just buzzing, whether they were cooking or chopping vegetables, or was it 3,000 roses? 4,000 roses? And right now, I guarantee you, Giridhari Priya is thinking about what material. He goes to New York and goes to the fancy fashion and finds the material and then, buys the best he can get, and it's shipped off, He's thinking about it right now. Sankarshan's thinking about the next festival. What menu is he going to cook, And there were people that the devotees met in the park who showed up here. Yeah. So, it's completely easy. The meditation it's natural, it's spontaneous, it's fun. You try meditating on a red dot on the wall or the sound of one hand clapping or, So, and I was thinking about this the other day, that man who was talking about 64, rounds. He chants 64 rounds and meditates on but there's the 8 different activities. Krishna getting up, Krishna being dressed, Krishna having his breakfast. Huh? Astakakaliya Lila. The 8 different categories of activities. And it's similarly for Radharani. And they sit and they're meditating on these things. And okay, fine, it's sweet. But how long can you do it? You know why they sit on a deer skin, the yogis and meditators? Other than Dravida? Anybody know? Well, the first thing you put up kusha grass, and then you put the deer skin on top of it. So you can get into the yoga asana, and and it's a little, you can't just do it on flat ground with rocks and gravel. And the deer skin has a oil or something. It has something in it, like lanolin is in wool, and it acts as a snake repellent. You can imagine you're just about to raise the life heirs to the Brahmaranda. The second thing I heard Prabhupada say, He was talking about raising the life airs, and and the yogi leaves through the top of the head. Bogi leaves through the anus. Some people leave through the mouth, and a yogi leaves through the top of the head. I was thinking, wow. Prabhupada said, you do not know these things? I think, well, I guess I have a big blank hole in my field of knowledge. I didn't know that. Soon thereafter, in the same lecture, he said, a male ghost haunts a woman, and a woman ghost haunts a male. You do not know these things? I was thinking, oh, jeez. I was thinking, everything I know is wrong. So where was I going with that one? That was, yeah, it's so difficult. And then what do you get? You get the repressed senses, which don't satisfy. They come down from the Brahma, they obtain the Brahmajyoti. And it's boring. But for a devotee, we can. So this man it just got under my skin that he kept saying about, that ISKCON, you're just busy running around in circles, and I'm sitting down meditating on Radha Krishna's Nitya Leela. And I know this guy. I know him. Spends half of the time, he's got a karaoke, is that what it's called? Where you sing along sets. He had a karaoke set, and he sings Bollywood songs. He's not thinking about Radharani. He's thinking about that Anasuya Pine, who's used to be the most beautiful woman in the world, they said. So how we should appreciate Mahaprabhu, and I'll end here, Mahaprabhu's movement and the way Srila Prabhupada has crafted it. We don't have to try to be something we're not. We don't have to swim against the natural tide of being, the very nature of self is activity. We can just jump right into Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. And I wanted to read something, but we don't have time. But the point is that they're meditating on Radha. This is a little esoteric, but it's true. They're meditating on Radha and Krishna. They're sitting down and meditating on Radha and Krishna's activities. But how do Radha and Krishna come in this age? That's a underhand softball pitch. Anyone know how Radha, other than Dravida? Yeah, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, and who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? And I'm not talking avatar, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I don't want to. All right, why is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Gauranga, golden color? He's tinged by the hue Tapta Kanchana Gaurange, beautiful Radharani. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a combination of Radha and Krishna combined. I'm supposed to go to Vrindavan, sit in a bush, and meditate on the pastimes. If you can actually do that. I was talking to a devotee the other day who was, it's a long story. But we have our GBC college, which is devotees go to learn to be trained, take up leadership positions. GBC, zonal secretary, regional secretary, temple presidents, whatever. It's a nice school, nice college. So this one person was there saying, this is too difficult being a manager. I'm going to Vrindavan. So, and I said I was going to end. The simple point is that if we simply by engaging in Sri, you do not have to go to visit Vrindavan is very nice. To chant japa, at the top of that hill, Sanatana Goswami's Bhajan Kutir, and look over the Jamuna, and there's no phone ringing, you don't have your whatever, nobody's there, and just chant Hare Krishna. It's fantastic. Sometimes, you go there, Prabhupada said the devotee should go to be refreshed. You go for a couple of weeks, stay longer than 3 weeks in Vrindavan, and you get into Maya often. But the point is, in this age, the goal is to meditate on the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Radha and Krishna have come as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what is Mahaprabhu's pastimes? His pastime is sankirtan, is spreading the holy name, preaching, festivals, book distribution, prasadam distribution. And if we engage in those activities, meditating on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his different weapons, Prabhupada said prasadam is one of his weapons, his beautiful form, his associates. And if we get absorbed in those, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha and Krishna, it is the perfect prescription for meditating on the eightfold Leela of Radha and Krishna, is to be absorbed in the Sankirtan mission. It is natural, it's completely satisfying, it's delivering the Yuga Dharma, everyone benefits. And Prabhupada has perfectly packaged that in ISKCON. He's taken those teachings and he's perfectly packaged it. He's created the riggings, the sails, the charts, everything. Just get on board the boat. Okay, we'll end there because it's late. Thank you very much. So much for material planning. Just jump into the Sankirtan mission. Hare Krishna. Oh, Govinda. Somebody else should do this verse, because I didn't even finish the purport. Who gives class tomorrow? Yeah, I just barely touched the verse. You do whatever you want. But I just feel that I've done an injustice to Prabhupada's purport. Yeah, you should finish it up tomorrow. Thanks.